It was my way of remembering their appearance, their physical beauty. I also wanted to keep if I couldn't keep them there with me whole, at least I felt that I could keep their skeletons.
Did you kill your mother?
Yeah.
Do you have any comprehension of the suffering that you brought the families of the people that you killed?
I don't have any remorse, so.
You don't feel bad about killing anyone?
Not personally, that I've personally done myself, no. I just view things as objects. People, animals, trees, cars, they're just all the same to me.
It's so crazy how calm these convicts are when they're talking about the murders that they have committed. The last clip was 33-year-old John Hughes, who has potentially killed 15 to 20 people. There are really insane people in this world, and the world can be a very scary place sometimes. Just researching scary convict interviews, it actually really freaked me out. The things that these guys say is just not something you hear every single day. Well, how's it going, you guys? I'm your host for this one, Landon Do Not Sing, and welcome back to another most amazing top 10 video. And I have a question for you guys. I actually don't know what color my shirt is right now. It's looking a little bit green, or maybe a gray, or a blue. Let me know what color you think my shirt is in the comment section below. And if you guys want to troll people, put hashtag the t-shirt is red. And also, if you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 5 million subscribers. This right here is the top 10 scary convict interviews. What you're about to listen to is very frightening and terrifying. So you've been warned. Alright, first off, number 10, let's talk about Zachary Davis, who was on Dr. Phil talking about how he murdered his mom and attempted to murder his brother. The details are very chilling and creepy. This guy is only a teenager and he just seems super cool, calm, and collected. Davis was only 15 years old when he murdered his mom. He hit her on the head with a sledgehammer.
And you beat her to death with what?
Sledgehammer.
He hit his mother repeatedly, about 12 times right in the skull while she was sleeping. After he killed his mother, he set his house on fire in an attempt to kill his older brother Josh. This kid just shows no remorse for what he did. During the interview, he described what it actually sounded like to hit his mom with a sledgehammer, and then he began laughing.
And what did it sound like?
There was this wet thumping sound.
Yeah.
This guy has serial killer written all over him. Davis appeared in court for sentencing after a few years went by, so at the age of 17 years old, he received an automatic life sentence for first-degree murder. In the state he was tried for, which was Tennessee, a life sentence is 60 years with eligibility for parole after 51 years. So he was given the 60 years for the life sentence. He was also given 15 to 20 years for other charges in the crime. Davis will have to spend at least 71 years in prison. It seems like he could be in prison for up to 100 years. So unless this guy can become the world's oldest person, I'm not too sure he's going to be able to leave prison in his lifetime. Next up, we have a cartel hitman who became one of the most prolific killers in US history. Well, this guy is up next at number 9.
How many people you killed?
About 36 people. You can't imagine what people have told me when they hired me to go and kill a person for them. After I get paid, they told me, you know what, Martinez? I feel a weight have lifted from my heart.
So that was Jose Martinez, who seems to enjoy what he does. It's his day job. People actually pay this man to kill who they want to be killed. He has killed dozens of victims in 12 different states. He said that he might have killed at least 36 people, he's not too sure, and that spanned over 3 decades. Martinez received a 50-year sentence for a murder in Alabama, and on top of that, he received 10 life sentences for 9 more confirmed murders, and also for an attempted murder in California. I'm not sure how this guy was able to commit so many crimes, and only just recently he's been caught. When he was asked, would you ever retire from being a hitman? And this is what he said.
They say once a gangster, always a gangster. Once a killer, always a killer.
You think?
See,
Martinez isn't fazed that he has been caught. He said, "It doesn't scare me. He knows he's going to be electrocuted." Moving on to number 8, we have 6-year-old Joel RIFKIN, who has admitted to murdering 17 plus people, and the actual number is it's still unknown today. RIFKIN went on a 4-year killing spree and was very surprised when he wasn't caught for so long. He killed people in New York City and in Long Island, New York.
Tragedy happens in lives. Unfortunately, it was their lives.
The world wouldn't know his name until after his killing spree had ended. Now, in a rare prison interview, serial killer Joel RIFKIN talks about his sickening crimes down to the...
RIFKIN seemed to remember a lot of the details during his kills and seemed really proud of what he has done. RIFKIN was sentenced to 203 years in prison for the murders of 9 women, and there still seems to be a lot more victims to uncover. Number 7.
You admit to being evil, Richard?
We are all evil in some form or another. Are we not?
I don't believe that all people are evil. Well, that was Richard Ramirez, who became known as the Night Stalker. He was an American serial killer, rapist, and burglar who went on a crime spree at nighttime back in 1984. We don't know the exact amount of people he has killed, but he was charged with 13 deaths. He was given the death penalty, but he actually died waiting to be killed. I don't know if that's ironic. Ramirez died from B-cell lymphoma, which was described as blood cancer in the lymph nodes. During an interview, Richard seemed very relaxed, but didn't seem in the right state of mind.
I'm asking you the questions, my friend.
Yes, I am evil.
Number 6.
The cops knew who I was. After Richard Mallory died, I left prints everywhere, and they covered it up.
This interview was just one day before AILEEN WUORNOS' execution. WUORNOS was an American serial killer who murdered 7 men in Florida back in '89 by shooting them at point blank range. In court, she tried to justify the killings, saying that she was acting only in self-defense. WUORNOS was given the death sentence in the state of Florida, and she died by lethal injection back in 2002 at the age of 46 years old. This woman was saying that she wasn't good at what she does. I don't know why you want to be good at killing people. Like, she was like disappointed in herself. Disappointed she got caught and she was sloppy. This woman is just totally insane, and during the interview you can tell that this woman is bipolar because she would be so calm and then out of nowhere she'd be yelling and she'd just go insane. She'd be crazy. Alright, let's move on to number 5.
I would let them come to me. Just remote area. Come go to a remote area that's not anywhere near where you live.
That is Israel Keys, who describes his strategy on how he killed 8 people. He was very calm while eating a bagel, drinking a coffee, just like it's a normal day.
No one who knows me, or who has ever known me, who knows anything about me, really.
Keys was being held in jail at the Anchorage Correctional Complex on suspicion of murder when he committed suicide. So at the time, police and investigators didn't even know who they were dealing with. His trial wasn't scheduled to begin for a few months. Well, the investigation went on after the suicide, and it was found that he was undoubtedly linked to at least 3 murders, but there are another 11 murders being investigated, and he could have killed a lot more than that. Number 4.
You don't feel bad about killing anyone?
Not personally, that I've personally done myself, no. I just view things as objects. People, animals, trees, cars, they're just all the same to me.
So that was John Hughes, who was only 33 years old during that interview back in 2010.
As far as the murders that I've been a part of, but there's been quite a few.
A dozen?
At least.
20?
Under.
So more around the 15?
Somewhere around in there.
So he doesn't know how many he has killed, but he thinks it's just shy of about 20 people, and he just seems to be proud of that. During his court hearing, Hughes has been representing himself. After time went on, he was actually trying to look for an attorney because he wants to be put to death as soon as possible, and he wasn't able to do it himself. Clearly this guy isn't in the right state of mind. Number 3.
One of them is Arthur J. Shawcross. Shawcross has murdered 11 women and is serving a 250-year prison sentence.
Arthur Shawcross is a psychopath. He feels absolutely no emotions, no pain. His murder spans from 1972 to 1989. He was a very intelligent killer who killed 14 people. At least that is how many were known. Shawcross was able to get away with these horrific crimes for almost 20 years.
Do you have any comprehension of the suffering that you've brought the families of the people that you killed?
I don't have any remorse for some reason.
This case went to court and Shawcross pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity with testimony from psychiatrist Dorothy Lewis. She said he had brain damage and had multiple personality disorder, and also he suffers from post-traumatic stress from when he was sexually abused as a child. He was convicted to life in prison without parole, and he actually died at the age of 63 years old due to cardiac arrest. And you know what, I think this world is a much better and for sure a safer place without that guy. Moving into number 2.
Essentially a normal person. I had good friends. I led a normal life, except for this one small but very potent and very destructive segment of it that I kept very secret, very close to myself, and didn't let anybody know about it.
I know that was kind of hard to hear because of all the background music, but yeah, you guys know who that is. That's Ted Bundy. That's Ted Bundy's last ever interview before being executed. He's another serial killer who was very intelligent and seems to be a pretty normal person. Well, the kept secret he was talking about during the interview was the fact that he is a killer and he has killed over 30 people. Ted Bundy killed 30 plus people in just a span of 4 years. Ted Bundy is so intelligent that once he was caught, he was able to escape prison not once, but twice. Imagine knowing that a serial killer escaped prison and is on the run in your city or town. Ted Bundy's family and friends were totally shocked when they heard the news. They were shocked at what Ted Bundy has done. They were very confused because it just didn't add up. They couldn't picture this guy, this Ted Bundy guy, was capable of killing anyone, let alone murdering over 30 people.
Part of the shock and horror for my dear friends and family years ago when I was first arrested was that there was no clue.
Finally, at number 1, we have the calmest, most intelligent serial killer possibly of all time. We're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. During his interview, he revealed every single detail that was asked from him. And when he talked about it, he didn't have any remorse and it didn't disturb him.
These obsessive desires and thoughts wanting to control them, to, I don't know how to put it, possess them permanently.
And that's why you killed them.
Right, right. Not because I was angry with them, not because I hated them, but because I wanted to keep them with me.
Jeffrey Dahmer became known as the Milwaukee Cannibal or the Milwaukee Monster, who killed 17 men and boys that spanned decades. And he ate some of his victims as well. Dahmer during his trial was found to be legally sane, so he knew and fully understood what he was doing. He was in the right state of mind. He was sentenced to 15 life sentences, which equals out to about 999 years. Dahmer was only 19 years old when he committed his first act of violence. Once he was caught, he became international news and very famous. Everyone questioned, how did he get away with so many murders for so long?
It was my way of remembering their appearance, their physical beauty. I also wanted to keep if I couldn't keep them there with me whole, at least I felt that I could keep their skeletons.
If that's not creepy, I don't know what is. Well, there you guys have it. You made it to the end of this video. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next most amazing top 10 video.